spark it.
Yeah. It was a good one, too. I had a really good cold open today.
He's got a cold open. So here's what we're going to do. Live on GPS, we're going to do some word association to see if we can get it back. Okay, ready? 4th and 2.
Bomb. Okay. Deep.
Yup. Okay, but I'm trying to get. Okay, Mike Tomlin, Steelers, Patriots, Thursday Night Football.
Forgot to watch it.
We here.
We steer.
You in the right direction. Welcome to another edition of the Grossi Perna Show. I'm Tom Grossi. That's Brandon Perna. And this is a G. Yes. Bam. We here.
Yeah.
Hey, Brandon. First of all.
Oh, you picked it right?
I picked the Patriots to win. So.
Oh, yeah.
The first Steelers game I got right this year. 1-12, baby. 1-12. I'd like to thank the Academy, all the deities out there for getting me through this. Yeah, and Steelers fans, I did what you asked. I picked the Patriots to win. Mm-hmm. And now look what happened. Just saying.
Oh, I just saw the replay again to the Hunter Henry touchdown. That Zappy threw. The one where he just reaches out, goes right over the defender.
Yep.
That's probably going to be Bailey Zappi's best pro NFL throw because it is.
That's going to get him a few years as a backup still.
It's hot. It is very hot.
Dude, yeah, we're going to talk about Thursday Night Football because that game, first of all, did not turn out as bad as I thought it was going to be. And I think that many people anticipated. And Bailey Zappi with 3 touchdowns, and it just feels like even when the Patriots were doing well, the broadcast was like, let me just remind you how much they suck. Like, they got 97 passing yards in the first quarter, and they're like, that's the most since Tom Brady left them.
That's insane.
That's been years, by the way. That's not like, oh, he left last season. That's been years. And then just like everything that they're doing, it's like, oh, that's a first since Brady left. Oh, that's a first since Brady left. And you know what? I guess at least they're breaking those records rather than the, not allowing 10 or more points and still losing. It's first time since like the 30s or something. But good God, man, the Steelers talking about pissing away a golden opportunity. Dude, I mean, what is it? Was it the first time that they've lost against 2 teams that were like 8 games below 500, whatever that insane stat was?
Yeah, it's a weird stat. Weeks. Yeah, back-to-back losses. Mm-hmm. Being an above 500 team and suffering back-to-back losses to 2 teams that were
8 games below
8 games under 500.
Which is the most specific stat that somebody was like, I'm just going to have to start making up stats here. And that is 100% one of them.
That's one of those...
Well, it's the first time in NFL history that there was a wind gust of 12 miles an hour for the duration of the game, only for it to drop during halftime and a field goal made.
Yeah, it's one of those stats at first you're like, oh, that's crazy. And then you're like, I hate the person who discovered that. Whoever was tracking that, I do not like that person. They are too smart. They are too smart to be talking about football. That's my opinion.
Damn right. I love that. It's got volume, baby. This is all my hair, too. My hair is insane right now. I need a haircut. Really bad.
Yeah, me too. But
really, really bad.
Ain't gonna happen.
Once we eventually leave the house. Appreciate you, Stella. But yeah, I mean, the Steelers, they're in trouble, right? Because Mitch Trubisky is obviously not the answer. Like, even in potentially the short term is not the answer. And they need Kenny Pickett back, like, ASAP. And the number one team that is the happiest last night is the Baltimore Ravens, because they're sitting there. The Steelers are sitting at number 2 within the division. They're coming off a bye. The Ravens are feeling good. They're like, we just got to win a few of these games. And I know their schedule is not the easiest, but they got to feel a little bit better that, the Steelers are not going to be right behind them.
Ravens guaranteed to lose now. That's just how I feel this season's
Probably,
going.
yeah.
Get some clarity in a division? No. Ravens gonna lose, and they're gonna lose hard.
Yeah, I felt bad for Tree last night. Tree was going through it. And listen, like the Steelers were able to like bounce back, but dude, like the play calling at the end and the 4th and 2 resonates a lot with me because it's basically like an Aaron Rodgers throw. It's like, oh, it's 4th and short, chuck it down the field and see what happens. And that's why I was scared with like Jordan Love on Sunday night. Like that bomb he did on 4th down to Romeo Dobbs. I was like, oh God, here we go. And it was like a perfect throw and catch. And I was like, okay, never mind. Because when it works out, it's amazing. And it's one of like the best plays in football. You're like, wow, how aggressive, how insane. But a lot of the times it does not work out. And you see what happened last night. Like,
yeah, it's a weird call. It's a weird call with Mitch Trubisky.
yeah.
You know, like Jordan Love, I think it's fine. He was playing well. He's like the guy you're trying to figure out. Is this our QB of the future? It's like, let's let him make a play. Let's call what we would want to call if we had a guy back there. Trubisky, though,
Yeah.
I watched that game. It's not like he was doing anything special.
No.
Good.
Yeah.
Dude, the Patriots, to me, they also reminded me, it felt like a Broncos game where they came out, they scored 14 points, then they get to 21, like they're capitalizing on a turnover or two, but they should have continued to put that game away.
Mhm.
And they let the Steelers get back within 3.
Yeah.
And like their offense had a streak. There's a streak of their offense playing well. And then the Steelers just shut them down for what felt like the entire second half. It wasn't, but it was almost the entire second half. And I've felt that way on so many Broncos games where, oh, their offense is doing really well early. Let's keep it going. And then it's just nothing. And then the game is too close at the end. But the guy who had a nice night was Zeke Elliott.
True story. Yes. Yeah, he didn't have a bad
He
night
was
at
like
all.
the number one. Was he the number 1 or number 2 target in the receiving game? Had like 60 or 70 rushing yards, 60 or 70 receiving yards, a touchdown. It was the Zeke Elliott game.
My question is, all right, so because now the broadcast is picking up on it because you saw Deontay Johnson like not block, or was that last week, right? You saw him not block, and then George Pickens, there was a play where he's like, all right. And then they showed George Pickens wide open in the end zone when they went for it on 4th down. Instead of kicking a field goal, they went for it, and George Pickens was wide open, like right there in front of the end zone in the corner. And he's just like, so now it's like, what do you do? Because now it's, of course, it's all the labels, right? About like George Pickens, like is a diva and all this stuff. I get that there has to be a ton of frustration on that team. But like, how the hell do you even begin to fix it? Because I feel like the offense has been so bleh all year. They fire Matt Canada. There's like a bright spot. It looks good. And then Kenny Pickett gets hurt.
Yeah.
And so now these receivers are
bad
like,
luck.
we can't catch a break, like at all.
It's bad luck.
But yeah, I mean, the Steelers, their playoff hopes are in trouble. They got some issues.
Yeah, it was. I mean, it worked out for me. I needed the Steelers to lose, and I didn't even realize that I needed them to lose until we were like deep into that game. I was like, oh my God, the Broncos are still in it at this point, and the Steelers go Patriots. Like I had a legit like, oh shoot, I've got a rooting interest in this game.
Yeah.
And I need to root for the Patriots. And so the Steelers lose. Then we've got
the talking crap one. Yeah, I know exactly what you're talking about right now. Yep.
the Bengals play the Colts. That's a key game. And the Browns get the Jaguars without Trevor Lawrence, most likely. So this is going to be a weird week, specifically for the AFC North. Yeah. And the Ravens got a low-key tough matchup against the Rams, I think. So
no, they do. It'll be interesting. Like, I think the Ravens should win that game, but if the Rams can go toe-to-toe with them, then they're going to remain my dark horse to like make the postseason and potentially cause some problems. I would not be surprised. Listen. Rocked it. We broke the curse. But now everyone was asking what curse was going to be broken first. Was it me not being able to pick Steelers games or Brandon with his pick'ems? And well, we got that answer.
Yeah,
Got
somebody
that
in
answer
the
last
somebody in the chat said I won my pick'em. Don't lie to me like that. I did not win.
No.
I did not win.
No.
I checked it. I was like, wait, did I win? And I was like, what? I don't even remember what the last one I did was. Well, let's just bring it on up, baby. Because if you recall, I didn't have it. We didn't have football available to me, Tom.
Correct.
So we went straight up hockey.
Hey,
Remember
honestly,
I did the hockey
going
picks?
2-2. Okay.
Yeah. Look at Crosby was 9 points. He needed 9.05. I think you got to pay attention to those .05 numbers. They can
it wouldn't
really
have made a
get
difference for you. You were picking blindly.
I went higher on the guy named Brandon, and I would have been a victim of a Brandon on Brandon crime had Crosby hit there. So
it's accurate.
At least I don't know hockey.
No. I mean, so now we're 0-50, 51. It's gotta be something.
Yeah, I think 51.
Okay.
What do I got for football? Now. All right, let's just do it. Underdog Fantasy, baby. Use our code GPS when you sign up. We got a link in the description. They're going to match your first deposit up to $100. And like we said in the last show, there's the Pick'em Champions game available for anyone in which states are these in again? Where are my? Let me get the exact details.
Disclaimed. Disclaimed.
The states of Alabama, Tennessee, Wyoming, Mississippi. You can play in the Pick'em Champions. Now, all you do to play in the Pick'em Champions, your usual Pick'em, 2 to 5 players from at least 2 teams. Select your entry amount, submit. If you get the most correct picks in your contest, you win your share of the Champions prize. Champions and Pick'em. Those are 2 words that don't mean anything to me. Never been a champion of any Pick'em. Ooh, God, there's a lot here.
Lord Taco.
Taco. Do you know how many tacos I could buy with $15? Every time, Lord Taco. We're gonna.
Oh wow, is that a pancreas?
Appreciate you, Lord
Desmond
Taco.
Ridder, 13.55 against the Bucks. I gotta go with what I think are shoe-ins. What's the? You know what? Give me higher on
folks.
Baker.
0-51. This is a reminder to bet with your head, not over it. 0-51 is where Nimperna attempts to select these as we watch him, and he takes a sip of his coffee, hoping that it'll give him the energy to
I
make
like
the select.
Laporta.
He's looking down
Staffy against
looking
Baltimore.
at Stafford. Does he want the staph infection? Looking down at the Ravens, going.
Zay Flowers. Give me higher on
Zay
Zay.
Flowers. Okay, going with the rookie now. Justin Jefferson is returning.
Indeed.
Indeed.
Let's go higher on old Joshy Dobbs. I like him against the Raiders.
Okay.
50 big smackaroonies.
I think you
Get
should
me
do
back
51.
in it, baby.
Or not.
There we go. So I think Baker's going to have more than 15.5
that.
fantasy. Jared's going to have more. Laporta's going to have more. Zay's going to have more. And Dobbs going to have more.
So who's going to let you down?
Jesus.
Fair.
When he curses my pick'ems.
Fair. We did.
Let's see. If I had to bank on somebody letting me down, it will be Josh Dobbs.
Yeah, that sounds about right. Well, I mean, Raiders defense has been better. It has been better.
I don't trust the Raiders.
I know you refuse to give them credit. I understand.
They've got lingering side effects of Josh McDaniels. All right. They removed the tumor, but there are some side effects. There's some side effects from that guy.
Speaking of terrible analogies, so a news story about Sean McDermott dropped yesterday that we kind of like glossed over for clickbait.
Yeah.
And I just don't know how. Even coach, and like, I get it's Buffalo, right? So it's pretty far away from New York City. But I don't know how you think as an NFL head coach, that's a good analogy to make. But also, like, coaching in New York, thinking like, oh yeah, that's gonna be a good reference. We're gonna be rock and roll, dude. That is that just gives me more of like, you know what? Maybe Brandon could be an NFL head coach. Like maybe maybe one of us could go coach the Panthers for like 4 months. Maybe we could.
Yeah. It's like
I tried
you know
Guillermo.
who I was always a fan of? Sauron. And if you think about it, the orcs were executing to perfection until those stupid elves got in the way.
Mm-hmm. That is true, Carl.
Riders of Rohan.
Hold on.
What?
Not only do you give me crap when I bring in nerdy stuff, but now out of nowhere, in which you could have matched the energy of Sean McDermott making a 9/11 analogy, and you're like, I'm going to go Lord of the Rings. Always keeping me on my toes, Brandon. I appreciate that.
Yeah.
I appreciate
Yeah, I didn't want to go real life tragedy, you know?
They could. Yeah, no, they could.
Yeah, here's the thing about that Sean McVay. Like, okay, so that speech he gave or whatever, history lesson.
The Uruk-hai, they orchestrated the death of Boromir to perfection.
Yes. They did. That was from 2019.
Yeah.
Right? And this came from one reporter, you know, doing a story about Sean McDermott.
Yeah.
So it does feel like it was like one man's vendetta against Sean McDermott. Like he doesn't like him.
A different strategy.
It felt like a hit piece, right? And apparently Sean said like he apologized after he gave the speech, realized it was not the right thing to do, and now it resurfaces now. Then he had to do a whole nother press conference to apologize for it. And I get it. It's a dumb, weird thing to reference. And if anybody doesn't know, he basically gave a speech and about like winning, and used the terrorists from 9/11 as an example of a group that came together to execute a plan really well, right? That's basically what he said in the speech.
Yeah,
per this report,
like, to perfection. Yeah.
Yeah.
So, again, and I want to be like clear. It's not about like, you know, the response or anything like that. Nope. Right there.
Yeah, that's what he said.
Yeah, which is, and I like how also he used a strange model. Like this is like, oh, it's a little weird. It's a little out there.
Yeah,
I'd say just a little bit.
Well, you know, it's probably like you're thinking in your head if you're Sean McDermott. You know, Belichick. He's a war guy. He likes the art of war. Like. Those types of mindsets. Where can I go that's outside the box? You went to the wrong. You went
wrong box.
Wrong
wrong.
A parallelogram.
There were some Bills fans that reached out to me yesterday too, because some of my close friends are also Bills fans, and they were wondering if like the timing was odd with this release, because like maybe it's an excuse because McDermott's already been under some fire this year.
Yeah.
That it's like, all right. Well, this is just like another thing that we have a reason now.
No, I think like if I'm Brandon Beane, who's a very good general manager, I think it's time to just move on from McDermott. I don't know what his contract situation is, but you're watching an elite quarterback and you're watching your team kind of underachieve, and it's gotten worse every year, right? So I think it is time to, and it's not even like a knock on McDermott, but what I want if I'm the Bills is an offensive minded head coach. Like the Bills are the ones who should go get Ben Johnson. Like I was talking about this with Will. I don't even think we're in the podcast, but we were just talking about. I think like I was like making an argument like never hire a defensive minded head coach. I was like, maybe we should do a video about how many defensive head coaches have failed. Because you want a good offensive head coach, especially with a good quarterback. Because if your offense is good and you're a defensive head coach, you're just going to be getting your OC poached every other year. And that sucks. So be the dude who can call the plays and coach the offense and just focus on bringing in good defensive coordinators. And I think that's kind of what the Bills need to do with Josh Allen for him to succeed.
Wait, so he's signed till 2027? Oh, yeah, they
cares?
Did just extend him, didn't they?
Yeah, just who cares? I don't think he's the guy.
Here's the thing. Like, he could become DC. Like, I don't know if McDermott would.
Coaches
take that.
don't do that though. Their
I don't know if
egos
they would
are
take that,
fucking
though.
huge, guys.
Yeah.
If we couldn't convince a Giro
right.
Evero to stay around, McDermott's not going to stay there.
Evero was smart at least because he was like, I'm not. He's doing the same thing.
How
in Carolina.
smart was he? Went to Carolina.
Well, he's just building that resume. He's just bit by
Yeah.
bit. He's just like, I refuse to have head coach on there until I'm actually a head coach.
Yeah,
but, dude, it just like amazes me. I'm just like, dude, like, how can we be at this point where like this is something a head coach is saying, like, and actually meaning it to him? Just like, dude, this is dumb. It's just so dumb. But
yeah, Fangio didn't work. Saleh, you're watching their offense be in disarray. Belichick without freaking Tom Brady. If I'm a GM, I don't like a defensive guy as my head coach.
Hey, excuse me. You know what? I take offense to that, though. I do take offense to that because Brandon Staley just shut out that amazing Patriots offense and didn't allow them to score a single point. Brandon Staley is obviously a defensive genius. And I think I speak for all Chargers fans who say they just want him extended to make sure that they have some calm heading into the offseason, that they could just really have a captain to steer that ship.
Yeah. I mean, but like you got the Rams, you got the 49ers, you got the Dolphins. All these are offensive head coaches.
That's awesome.
Andy Reid. The only reason we know who the Chiefs offensive coordinator is because it's Matt Nagy. He's a failed head coach.
Yeah.
Rams OC, don't know who the fuck that guy is. Dolphins OC, never heard of him. 49ers OC, nope, don't know who that guy is either.
Yeah.
Why? Because their guys are offensive. I'm not saying it can never work, but I ain't taking a chance on other dudes.
The best thing is to find like a defensive coach and then make them the defensive coordinator, like, and just be like, hey, like, listen, let's just clean all that up. Like, you look at Dan Quinn, right? Dan Quinn's like getting like those head coaches, not just like leave him on the defense. Like, let him just rock with that. The problem is, and this happens every single time. Ooh, D'Amico Ryans, that's a good call.
That is a good call. Guess what? He's going to lose his OC in one more season. Also, he just happened to get the best quarterback in the last, 5 years. So
have that hope. Have that hope. Please don't have that hope.
No.
Please don't have.
And that was my caveat for Belichick. You need your Brady, and D'Amico got his Brady and C.J. Stroud. But
and
also,
Bill
I think
Belichick
D'Amico's a really well-rounded coach. He played in the NFL, and I think playing, I think there's something to be said for that.
I think
we forget Dan Campbell's an offensive guy, right? He played tight end. Yeah. I'm not saying he's a play caller, but.
Well, it kind of makes sense, right? Because the league is obviously offensively minded, right? Like it is definitely an offensive league. But I mean, that's why, defenses can make it fun. But this happens every single year, right? There's going to be a guy, even if they just got fired like 3 years ago, they'll go to a team, they'll go to they'll be a coordinator, they'll do really well, then they'll get a big head coaching job, then they'll get fired. And like, it's Nathaniel Hackett, right? Like, and I like Hackett, but dude, like, it's the same cycle every single time, and the same guys get hired over and over and over again. Yeah. It's just
if you are a defensive guy and you're the head coach,
Jim Bob Cooter.
Jimmy Bob. He started. Well, I don't know if he started, but he was with the Broncos when Peyton Manning was there, and old Peyton helped Jim Bob Cooter, I think, get his next job in Detroit.
Yeah, no, they'll definitely be outliers, 1,000,000%. Yeah, because like Pete Carroll. I think at the end of the day, it's just like Bill Belichick, for example, right?
That look how good Pete Carroll and the Seahawks are right now. Pete Carroll's so smart. Yeah, good.
Come on, buddy. Like, you got to admit, like, the Seahawks are like,
they're okay. Their offense is okay.
They're generally very good.
He's got Geno Smith.
Oh God! Don't put that on Raiders fans. Poor Raiders fans. Don't do that. Don't do that.
I'm not saying you can't ever win with a defensive guy there. I'm saying the probability lies heavily for offensive-minded dudes.
Yes, it has the whole division because 3 starting quarterbacks are out, and that's
There's no one thing that is unanimously true in sports.
Accurate.
Yeah, JBC baby.
Yeah, do you want to pull up the Tankathon thing real quick? I can put that up. I'll pull it up. I got you.
I got it.
Tankathon. It's all
It's already
ready
there.
up.
It's already there.
No,
It's
mine's
already there. I already
Share
got
screen.
it.
Damn it!
Suck it, nerd. All right.
That is true. Yeah, Trevor Lawrence already walking around without a boot. Like he's like, oh yeah, I could play him potentially on Sunday. That's insane. That's nuts. I think they'll sit him, but you never know. So here's the thing. It's very likely that the Chicago Bears are going to have the number 1 overall pick because of the Panthers.
Yes.
Because I mean, there's 5 games left, right? Or 4 now for the Patriots. And I don't know how many games the Panthers are going to win.
Yeah. Are the Cardinals on a bye this week? They're off, right?
I think so. It's the last 2 teams that are on a bye.
Yeah, it's the Commanders and the Cardinals, I believe.
Yeah, it's the Cardinals and Commanders. You are correct.
Who both suck, by the way.
Mhm.
Dude,
Yeah,
the
Bears,
Commanders really
Cardinals.
snuck into the top 5 here of the Tankathon. And they're in an interesting spot with Sam Howell. If they keep losing and say the Patriots and Cardinals win a game or 2, they could be sitting at pick number 2. Do you think Belichick won that game last night because he's on his way out of New England and he's trying to give them the middle finger before he goes?
I mean, maybe. To answer this question, about the Patriots are playing the Jets the last week of the season.
Oh my God.
Yep. Panthers, they're just playing the NFC South. And the Packers.
Yeah.
Yeah, and the Jaguars. They're doing Saints, Falcons, Packers, Jaguars, and Bucks. And the Bears are Lions, Browns, Cardinals, Falcons, and Packers. So you're not seeing too many, but
Serious question though. You're the Panthers. You got the number 1 pick, Tom. What are you doing if you're their GM? What is Tom Grossi doing? And
You're
it's
the
don't
Bears?
give me some weird answer about trying to sabotage the Panthers the Bears because you're a Packers fan. If you are
Brandon,
a
first of
true
all,
Bears man, a Bearsman,
Brandon,
if you
that
will,
was offensive. Excuse me.
please.
I don't have to do
Please.
anything. I love the way the Bears have run their organization for the past
Yeah.
30 years. It's been nothing but great for me as a Packers fan. And listen, I was on Johnny Bark's show last night. Shout out. I was on Johnny's show. And the question was, when was the last time the Bears beat the Packers? And I got it right. It was 2018. So all I'm going to say is I love it. I wouldn't touch a thing. If I was the GM, I would go, you know what, guys? Just keep doing what you're doing. I'm going to be a very hands-off boss.
So you're gonna extend Justin Fields? That's what you're saying?
So here's what I'll say. I do think these last 5 games are going to determine if Justin Fields is going to stay in Chicago. I think they're going to have to wait till the end of the season because I legitimately think they don't know right now. Because, of course, he was injured. He was out for a little bit. If I'm the Bears and I'm sitting at number 1, let's just say it's this, right? I have the number 1 spot and I have the number 5. I'm trading out of the number 1 spot to go down to potentially 2 and then making a decision from there if I want a QB or not. Because I like personally, I'm trading the number 1 spot again. I'm getting the farm because now it's whoever wants to go get the best QB in this QB draft class. We've all been told is amazing. So the Patriots or whoever will probably want, even the Commanders could be in contention for that. Trade up, give up the farm, get a 1st-round pick the following year, and you rock again. Because that's what I think the Bears need. Because they need OL, they need wide receiver, potentially quarterback. They need to rebuild the defense a little bit more. They need a bunch of, I think it's the amount of picks they can get. That's going to be their road to potentially rebuilding.
No, I didn't even think about that. I love that answer because if they trade to 2, they're going to get either Caleb Williams or Drake May. And I kind of like Drake May more than Caleb Williams right now.
That's starting to be a thing.
To be early success.
It is possible, but I don't think
so. If you're Chicago, okay, so you trade to 2, you get more picks because of that trade. Then you take your quarterback there, you take Drake May, and you then trade Justin Fields and you accumulate even more picks. Or maybe you trade Fields for just a straight up player that you want from another team.
But let's be very honest, and I'm not even saying this to be a Packers fan. How much are you actually realistically going to get for Justin Fields? At most a third?
I think you'll get something for Justin Fields.
I think you get maybe a third.
No, I think you get more than that. I think you get a 2nd for Justin
Just like
Fields.
how much Derek Carr got? We want to do this again?
Justin Fields has way more value than Carr.
I'm very aware. I think he's going to be like a third at most.
But like if Fields plays well these following 5 games, I think
Yes.
there's a lot of teams that would go for Justin Fields right now. I don't think Justin Fields' current lack of success has. I think it has more to do with the Bears being a mess versus Justin Fields' actual skill level.
Yes. Well, that's the thing, right? It's tough to evaluate him, and that's what they thought last year was. Like, the Packers are having the season the Bears thought they were going to have, right? Potentially contending for the postseason. You're evaluating your quarterback, et cetera, et cetera. So, like, they have pieces.
Yeah.
But now
you know who
it's
would
about...
trade for Fields? The Seahawks. The Seattle Seahawks. That would be a nice fit for Fields. Then all these Seahawks fans could come tell me, and I'm an idiot for poo-pooing on Pete Carroll today. I just got you Justin Fields.
I think now, like, if you're the Bears, you need so many pieces, just like the Patriots do, right? The Patriots go get their quarterback, and that's going to cover up potentially a lot of issues, but they need wide receivers. They need O-line. They need a running back. Like, they need numerous things, and so do the Bears. So I think it's however you can get the most amount of picks, that's the way that I would go for me. So
the Seahawks are going to have to give up number 15 to get Fields, though.
Let me be very clear. I'm just making fun of Perna, who was so certain that Derek Carr was going to get some trade value, and he was wrong. That's what I was attacking.
Oh, I'm sorry. The market went weird for 1 week.
It didn't go weird at all. I was like, no, there's no way he's getting anything. Like, there's nothing. I said like a fifth.
Congratulations.
I think Fields at this point, I think with his contract and everything, it's his rookie deal, but they would have to pay him. I think he gets a third. I think it's a 3rd round pick. I don't think he's done enough for a second. Like, if you're a team like taking a shot on him, I would
say rushing for 1,000 yards as a quarterback is enough for a second. I would say some of the games he's had this year. Yeah, I'd do it. I'd trade. I'd trade for him. You're just saying that because Jordan Love is good now. Like, I got a quarterback.
What? No, I think he's worth a 3rd round pick.
If Jordan Love was playing bad right now, you'd be like, you know what? Justin Fields looking pretty good.
That's not a no.
Yeah.
That's not.
Oh yeah, you would, baby.
That is.
You would be like, oh.
If we're talking like late 2nd, maybe. I just like what team? So you're talking about like the Seahawks, maybe like the Saints, the Titans, who like reach out to like
Seahawks, Buccaneers. Let's see here. Steelers
Falcons
could use him. Atlanta could take him. Oh my God. Oh, I would love Fields with the Falcons.
You do need to get a new OC. That is true. That is very, very true. They'll bring him to San Francisco because why not? They're just like, you know what? We'll get another backup.
Yeah,
it's fine.
Hell, I would take Justin Fields paired up with Sean Payton in a heartbeat.
Fields, honestly, on the Falcons would be fun. I mean, you need Arthur Smith to go. And like, that's the thing too. Can you imagine the Panthers did it? The Panthers trade their 2nd, so then the Bears get the 2nd.
I don't know if you need Arthur Smith to go with Justin Fields, though. We've seen Arthur Smith be a very good play caller with Ryan Tannehill, and when Derrick Henry was murdering defenses. I would give Arthur Smith a chance with Fields. Only if he grew his mustache back, though. That's the caveat. You want to keep your job, Arthur? I want to see Tom Selleck back on your face, or you're fired.
I'm pretty sure that's a lot of lawsuits waiting to happen, but I respect
it. Nope, no lawsuit.
But at the end, I do think the Bears will get the number 1 overall pick, though.
Yeah,
I don't see the Panthers. I mean, the rest of their schedule right now.
If Patriots lost last night, I'd be like, there's a chance those 2 spots could flip flop.
Because they're playing the Saints, who are not great, but like the Saints can
they're in the
them.
playoff race, right?
Yep. The Falcons, who are currently number 1 in the division, that could, but then they're playing the Packers. I swear to God, if the Packers lose to them, I'm gonna lose my mind. Then they're playing the Jaguars, who they might have Trevor Lawrence back at that point, right? In 4 weeks, I would think so. And then the Buccaneers to end it. Like, there's a good chance that the Panthers don't win a single game. So, just saying. I think Chicago is going to wind up with the number 1 overall pick again. And then, yeah, I know I trade and get the farm. So why not? Why not? Because unless you believe, like, let's just say, you're going with Caleb Williams. I'm just going to throw out the name because he's been there for a while. If you're like, Caleb Williams is 1,000,000% the guy. And even then, I would still potentially trade into the second spot.
Yeah. I mean, I think there are 2 guys for sure right now.
Yeah.
But
so we'll see. We will see. But all right, do you have power rankings? I didn't get a lot of warnings this week. This is bad. I'm actually kind of curious of what you did because the Broncos lost. So I'm curious. I am curious. Yeah, Caleb.
I don't think it's hip. I just think there was so much hype around him, and this season did not go as planned.
Yeah, I agree with that.
And it's hard to gauge because the USC's defense was so freaking bad, but consistently this year against tougher competition with less weapons, Drake Mays just looked better than Caleb Williams this season. That's all.
All right.
Power rankings. Yow! Whoa. What'd you see? Anything weird?
I just saw 8.5 and I saw titties. That's what I saw.
Yep. Oh, you did see those.
Yes, I did. Yep.
That was for Mitch. I put Mitchell there. And I said, and Steelers fans didn't listen to me. I said, if you want Mitch to play well, everybody's got to show up shirtless and show Trubisky those titties. Otherwise, you're going to lose. Guess what? They didn't. Oh, it's a little cold out. We don't want to take our shirts off. Except I saw one Steelers fan, full body Steelers tattoos, shirtless out there rocking it. He's the only one who watched power rankings, I guess.
That's the only one. Only one. Hey. Oh, hey. I saw that the curse wheel originally landed on the Packers or something. What was that? What was that? Very true. Very true.
You want me to? Let me just get the clip because this is actually kind of funny.
Because I didn't watch it, so I got tagged in it that it was like, oh, it kind of landed on the Packers a little bit. Did you do a test spin?
No, here. I'm just gonna play the clip.
Okay.
Because it's honestly something I didn't notice until I was editing, and then I was like, people are gonna say the Packers if they lose, they got.
I swear, Brandon,
a sneaky curse.
I swear.
All right, here we go.
If they lose to the Giants, it's going to be a problem. It's going to be a big problem. Brandon's looking for it right now.
All right. I got to just export this little clippy poo.
All right, I'll put up the power rankings while we wait. All right, so the 1, 2, and 3 are all the same.
Look at that. Look at that.
Okay. So you have the Lions at 4. See,
yeah.
I thought 6 was even a bit high because now there's like some teams that are getting in there that are like, hey, it's like momentum, even though they have like a 6-6 record or like they're 7-5. Why are the Lions up that high for you?
Here, show me the rankings.
They're at 4.
Yeah, it's basically. I think we were thinking the same thing.
Yeah.
Do you put the Lions below or above the Eagles and Cowboys, right? And I mean, you could argue smashed in between them. But to me, the Eagles' loss was so bad. It was so embarrassing. So they just got their asses kicked so hard.
They did, yeah.
I said, no, I'm putting Detroit ahead of you. Then I was going to put the Cowboys. So mostly I was like, I was ranking based on how annoyed I was that the Eagles didn't show up to that 49ers game.
Yeah.
And I almost put the Cowboys at 5. And in the rankings, I'm like, you're lucky, Philly. You're lucky I'm scared of your fans more than Cowboys fans. Otherwise, I would have them flip-flopped. But then the Eagles got cursed. So I think we'll see what happens there.
Yeah.
I just think like the Lions are just better when they don't turn the ball over, and they didn't. And I'm just going to ride with the Lions. I just got
the Lions for me, it's just like, dude, their defense, I don't trust it. They had a 21-0 lead.
No, I know. I don't trust their defense either.
Like, but that's now kind of where we are. And that's what I meant. Like, there's kind of like the 49ers are in a class of their own. They're like hanging out with the Ravens. I don't know what this is asking. Yeah. I'm sorry. I don't know what that's asking. Is DJ Moore?
I think it's just a statement.
Okay. It was a question mark. That is true. The Texans, a lot of people thought that potentially.
Yeah, and I specifically said, you do not want me using my own logic for your team, Houston. So just be happy at number 7. You do not want to be at 1.
That's fair. Yeah, I'm at 6 just for that. Yeah, the Eagles, I didn't drop like terribly low. I was like, all right, they lost to the best team. I'm trying to give them a little bit of a benefit of the doubt. We're the same as the Texans. I actually was going to put the Packers originally at 10. But then I'm like, you know what? Chiefs. They beat the Chiefs. So yeah. They beat the Chiefs. The Jaguars, I put them at 10 right now. I was like, we'll see what happens with Trevor Lawrence. And the Colts and the Rams got honorable mentions.
Nice. See, so. I liked seeing your Chiefs at 9 because people are like putting the Chiefs at 8. You're just straight a hater. And then in my head, I'm like, am I just hating on the Chiefs?
Sure.
I was like, no, I'm just not impressed. Like, I don't fear them this season. They just don't put a lot of fear in me. All right, so this is what happened with your Packers.
Oh, God, here we go.
Here we go.
And no, I'm not going to destroy this. You think I'm going to mess with this black magic in my own home? Sometimes I'll be in the bathroom and I'll hear a little knock on the door. And I think it's my 3-year-old daughter. But when I open the door, there's no one there. It's just this sound. That's all I hear. It's creepy as fuck. But hey, you know what? I'll make you a deal. If this video gets 1 million views or I get 1 million subscribers before Sunday's games, I will burn this wheel live. I'll burn it live, but only for 1 million.
So it's not a real spin. It's a spin to just show the sound.
There's
just show the sound.
Face in the 0. There's even.
But honestly, I'm rooting for Tommy DeVito. I'm rooting for Tommy DeVito this week. Also,
that would be fun, though, John. That would
not even close to 1 million, so that wheel ain't going anywhere.
That wheel ain't going nowhere. Nay. Damn it,
3 people are like, yeah, let's get this to 1 million. And everybody's like, fuck that wheel.
Okay. All right. You want to pull up the games and let's look through the games.
Come on, Tommy DeVito, show those Packers how gabagool you are. Oh God, I love Tommy.
See, the thing
DeVito.
is, like, I'm always like low key afraid of the Giants because we tend to lose to them. I mean, look at last year even, but there's just too much of like those Super Bowl years. Yeah, they were just
Tommy, it's Tommy
Giants,
DeVito.
Man. And that's the thing too. Like, I think I forgot who said it on Twitter, but they were like, Joe Barry's defense is perfect for stopping Patrick Mahomes, but also allowing like Jalen Warren to rush for like 200 yards. Like, that's the kind of thing. And they're worried about Saquon, which is very, 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 very fair. So,
all right.
I don't know. Well, that's the thing, Justin. So that's what I thought too, but I don't know who else takes their spot. Right, the Eagles just got their ass kicked, and the Dolphins are in the top 3 for me because like Achane like is back and he had a really good second half, and I was like, all right, they have enough weapons, and I kind of have to like believe in them until I can't anymore because I don't know who replaces them because even the Cowboys, like they had a tough game against the Seahawks. So
I originally had the Dolphins at 2. I had them ahead of the Ravens. I was like,
let's make the playoffs, baby. That's it.
It's still the same narrative is true with the Dolphins. Their defense has been really good, but it's been really good against a bunch of like bad football teams. So
yes.
So I took the Steelers, and that was wrong.
Almost beat Pat. I picked the Patriots. Got my first one right.
Nice. I'm going with the Bucks over Atlanta for one simple reason.
I did too.
Every time Atlanta has a chance to do something in this division, to pull away, they lose.
Yeah.
And the Bucks are a respectable team. They're maybe the most respectable 5-7 team out there.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. No, I picked the Buccaneers. I like the Falcons right now. Like, they're the king of the trash heap, right? The NFC South is hot garbage. And anyone could still win it. But yeah, no, I got the Bucks too.
Tight. We agree.
Yep. I picked the Lions, but I think this is going to be a very close game. I think it's going to be a really, really close game. And I think there's a decent chance that Chicago actually pulls off a W.
Yeah, I did not feel good about this pick.
No.
It's for all those, everybody saying, I think Justin Fields is better than he is. The reason you think the Bears have a chance is because of Justin Fields. Okay?
Oh, no, I fear the Giants for way more than just last year, my friend. Oh, it's way more than just last year.
One of the most interesting games for me to be watching, Colts, Bengals.
Yep.
Broncos are 6-6. Indy 7-5. Broncos, and Bengals 6-6. So like this game is really important, and it kind of works out either way for the Broncos. But also we got Gardner Minshew versus Jake Browning. I like Indy's defense right now, and I like the Bengals defense, but I'm hoping Browning plays well again. I want him to actually be good in that one game, to not just be like a weird outlier. But not against, Gardner Minshew. This is two underdogs I'm rooting for right now. I went Indy.
Yeah, I went Indy too. That's actually a decent idea, Matthew. Yeah, maybe. Because the Giants are probably going to go QB. I did pick the Colts, but again, I have like no faith in that pick either. Because the Bengals have a very talented football team, and if Browning shows up again, they definitely could win. But the Colts have they're on a 4-game win streak right now. So
yeah,
they have that momentum, and why not? Why not? They need to get them an O-line. They need to get a run game going. They need to get wide receivers. They need to get an actual head coach that, they don't fire. That's just the beginning. You need support. I think what it comes down to is support, protection and support. So if you could get them O-line and a decent run game and at least a target to throw to, you're going to see a difference. And then at least you can evaluate that way.
You need to build the way the Lions have built. Carolina.
Yeah, it's all trenches, baby. I picked the Browns as well, just because I didn't anticipate Trevor Lawrence playing this week.
Yeah, and if he does play, he's gonna be limited. So
yeah.
Is Flacco starting again for the Browns? We got another Flacco attack.
I think we're getting another Flacco. Yeah, another Flacco game. I picked the Saints because
easy money.
It's the Panthers right now. This game, I would never watch it because it's the Jets, but the Texans, this could be a really good test for C.J. Stroud. I picked the Texans to win, but I think this is gonna be an ugly, low-scoring game.
I think he's gonna dice up that very, very good Jets defense. I think Zach Wilson's coming in. Zach Wilson's a bit of an X factor here, but I think he's gonna dice him up, and we're gonna be like, "Dang, he really is good." Over 21 points for the Texans.
I think the Texans defense is going to have a field day with the Jets offense, especially what they did last week against the Broncos. I think they'll be able to do that against the Jets.
I believe it did. Arrow, your Twitter name's different than Arrow there, but yes, I believe it did. And thank you very much. We will be returning. There's an autographed picture of you in there, Tom, if that's the same one.
Oh my God, that's phenomenal. He did return to practice, so hopeful. Definitely hopeful.
This one, I don't feel great about this pick either.
See, I feel better about this one. It's being played in Baltimore, so I did pick the Ravens, but I think it's going to be a closer game.
Yeah, You know what? Actually, I'm going to switch it. I'm going to go by my own logic and say the Ravens, they got a chance to pull away here.
Okay.
And I think the Ravens are a very good team, but I just don't trust them. The only team I mostly trust is the 49ers. I'm going to switch it.
I actually almost picked the Raiders.
Yeah.
The only reason I didn't is because Justin Jefferson's returning.
Oh, that's right.
So Justin Jefferson's coming back.
So I went higher on Joshy Dobbs.
Yep.
You know what? I got to go with my higher pick. At least you know, Raiders. I said, I'm going to give you a chance.
There's a good shot the Raiders win, but I think the Vikings have a little bit of a bounce back game. So, yeah.
Yeah. Come tell me how good Pete Carroll is after this game, Seattle.
Oh my God. Dude. But you know what, though? I think this is going to be more of a competitive game than it was the first time that they played on Thanksgiving. I think it'll be more competitive.
No.
Okay.
We're kind of rolling.
I would say we picked a lot of the same ones, but you switched too. But I picked the Bills here.
I did too.
Yep.
They are desperate. They are good against the Chiefs. Kansas City struggling.
That's crazy stuff.
Like Buffalo.
I did pick the Bills. I just think that it's in Arrowhead. Like, the Chiefs should win this game, but the Bills have been playing well. And considering the Chiefs are struggling right now, maybe it's enough.
If the Chiefs lose, then it's fair to say they also support terrorists. So you got to make a stand for America, Kansas City.
Dude, Texans going to take that spot, baby. Texans going to take that spot. Tell me, Boogie. They're going to take it. They're going to take it.
Yeah, the Broncos haven't done anything, and I've watched their playoff chances go from 19 to 21 to 25, just based on other things happening. I'm like, all right, we're back in it.
I picked the Broncos here too, but I have no faith in it because their Chargers games are always weird. They're always weird. No. It's the running into your own guy or getting blocked into your own guy on a punt return. They're just weird games. Maybe the Chargers win this one. I have no idea, but I picked the Broncos.
I feel like the Broncos are going to lose this game, and then they're going to win the Final Four, and they're still going to miss the playoffs somehow.
That honestly sounds about accurate.
I'm getting I just dissecting every bad scenario, but
I picked the Cowboys to win too.
Yeah.
I did.
Yeah, we were both high, not high on Dallas, but they've been great at home.
Yep.
Dak's been playing well. Yep. I think you have legit concerns about the Eagles defense.
I think you have some about the Cowboys defense too, but that's neither here nor
there. Maybe, but I think the Cowboys defense a little more opportunistic, I feel like, than Philly's lately. So
yes. Logic.
And I'm not picking against the curse wheel. I'm not.
That's fair.
I don't even believe in it, but I'm not picking against it.
I would not be surprised if the Eagles absolutely decimate them, but I did pick the Cowboys. I think the Cowboys either win or the Eagles decimate them.
I think this will be a good game.
I'm excited.
And I rarely will say that about a prime time all NFC East game.
Well, I mean, see, here's the thing, Peter. I'm just going to speak for myself. I didn't curse the Eagles that much and be like, or drop them down. Like, they're still in my top 5 because, in my opinion, they lost to the best team. I think in terms of the 49ers, like, they were missing like some serious skill players and why they lost that.
Yeah.
But I think also the Eagles are going to be fine. Like, they're going to make the postseason. I don't know if they'll win the division. We'll see after the game with the Cowboys, but I think the media likes to crap on the Eagles too, because now it's expected for them to be good. And every single time there's a showing of them not being great, then it's like crap on them time.
I also think it's how San Francisco's responded after they lost those games. They got healthy and they've been just very, very good in their wins. They've asserted their dominance. And even when the Eagles were winning until like the last couple games, where they went to 8-1 and 9-1. All of us were saying the Eagles are winning, but it doesn't feel like they're playing their best football.
Correct.
Right? And even like I listened to Jason Kelce talk about it. I think the Eagles, even at that insanely impressive record, have been underperforming to what we think they should be.
Correct.
And at this point in the season, it's just like maybe they aren't as good as they were last year, even though their record is better at this point or pretty much the same.
It is pretty damn good, yeah.
Yeah.
You know what? Shout out to the 1% that picked the Titans fans. That's a lot of faith right there. It's a lot of faith. Dolphins, I think, are going to win, but
yeah, it should be there should be a little more belief in Tennessee, but like 2%. Like milk. Like that milky Will Levis.
Yeah, I got
final game of the week, Monday Night Football.
Well, there's 2 Monday Night Football games.
Oh, these are both Monday night games?
Yep.
Stupid.
Yeah, it's dumb. It's dumb. But
I hate it.
I'll be watching the Packers, baby. Let's go. Let's go.
Wow. I wonder what game I get.
You'll get both. Right? Because that's on ESPN. Scroll down a tiny bit.
Oh. No, I'll get Tommy DeVito because I'm Italian too. Hey.
Just scroll down like literally 2 seconds.
Tommy
Just
DeVito will
scroll down.
be.
No, keep going. ABC ESPN Plus. There you go.
All right. It's me.
All right, we picked pretty similar. I mean, I picked the Patriots, but that was
Yeah.
that was
Well, we
pretty close.
kind of know who teams are at this point.
For the most part. Yeah, you would hope so. You would hope so. I just don't want to use StreamYard and try to avoid it any single time that I can. Every single time. Yeah, no. So
One exception is made for me.
that's true. That's because it's Brandon Perna. It's only because it's Perna. But that's because we love. But Brandon, what do you got coming out today, buddy?
Nothing.
Nice.
Well, I'm editing this Jake Browning video, but that's gonna go up tomorrow. I've got a short that I shot. I just got to edit it. If I can get that up today, I will. But
Nice.
trying to get through Browntown.
Nice. Brown.
What are you doing? You got Q&A?
Yeah, I got Q&A tonight. I'm going to record which teams are making the postseason. Finally, that's happening today, so that's going to come out tomorrow. But yeah, I'll be doing Q&A tonight. And then tomorrow is the final Saturday I have of freedom before I start, streaming on Saturdays too. So
Freedom.
that's it. That's right. All right, Patriot.
It's your Braveheart day.
Well, folks, we appreciate the hell out of you. Thank you for watching. We'll be back on Monday at 11 a.m. Eastern, 9 a.m. Mountain Time.
Oh, you mean my authentic Italian accent? Huh? You wanna get a piece of my pie? Ya kakabakika?
But folks, thank you so much for watching. I'm Tom Grossi. That's Brandon Perna, or the Boomer Hobbit. And this is GPS.
I'm just
And
not
you
acknowledging it.
have been navigated.
And you've reached your destiny.